Hi, I'm Carol Calise, Chief Executive Officer of the Creek Consultant Services and Certified Implementation Partner of Sage300 software. Lately, clients are concerned about keeping their businesses running during Canada Post strikes, coupled with the inconvenience of absent sign-in officers and other inconveniences associated with check payments. More and more of my clients are inquiring about electronic funds transfer and Sage300 capabilities. For over 15 years, we have recommended and used Orchid EFT with Sage300, and it has provided excellent results for our clients. Once correctly set up and configured, it works like a dream. We highly recommend Orchid EFT software for the following reasons. It automatically creates EFT files required by banks. Reduce costs and processing time, bank fees, expensive check stationery, and postage costs. It saves time and eliminates errors. No duplicated data entry, plus it emails your remittance advisors. Improves security. Extensive auto trail. Sensitive information is encrypted and nothing lost in the post. It operates with payments, AP, and payroll. It has hundreds of standard and user-definable formats, and encryption of bank branch code and account number for added security. How confident are you that all your cash movements are secure and would stand up to an audit? Would you like to cut costs and improve efficiency through increased automation, enhance auditability, and reduce exposure to fraud by moving away from paper checks or streamlining and positive pay file processing? Using Orchid EFT for Sage300 alleviates all these issues. Orchid EFT processing streamlines payment processes. It transfers Sage300 payments seamlessly through to the electronic funds transfer functionality of your banking software, and it lets you print and or email remittance advices to AP vendors or Canadian payroll employees. Using Orchid EFT is very easy once the setup is completed. This is Orchid EFT visual process flow for Sage300 payroll at a glance. Once the EFT module is installed, activated, and available for use in Sage300, your Sage consultant proceed with setup and configuration of EFT employees. Payroll administrator proceed to run their payroll like they have always done in the past, up to the point of creating payroll checks. Step 1. Once payroll check is run, print checks to screen, but do not post at this point. Instead, minimize check screen, go into EFT module, and print and send payroll check stubs to employees. Your payroll check stub to your employees, it's actually their official stub that has their gross salaries, all the deductions, and the net salary. And these stubs need to be sent via email to all employees before checks are posted. Before you answer, yes, checks are printed successfully, because that's at the point they're posted. Step 2. Once your checks are printed and the payroll stub have been sent, you can now go back into your EFT module under EFT transactions. Click on create payroll file. Okay, so you go back to EFT, you go into transactions, and then you would click create EFT payroll file. The file will be saved in a specified location. The location path will be visible on screen. Users simply pick up file and upload to their payroll bank portal. This flat file essentially has all the information required for your bank to issue payment and send directly to all employees' bank account for that pay period. Step 3. Once you've done that, the user can now go back into the EFT transactions, reports, and you can now send your payroll advice. Now, the payroll advice is simply a receipt of employee pay, only listing % of net pay to one or various employee bank accounts that employee have provided. For example, employee net pay would probably be divvy up into 1 or 2 or 3 bank accounts for that employee. One can be the employee personal bank account provided by employee. One can be a mortgage bank account provided by employee. One can be an account that an institution has provided to your payroll department where employee garnishment would go. So that's what that slip would specify. It's 100% of the pay to one account, or however it's divvy up, it shows on that slip. And this brings us to final step 4, and that's the reporting. And so now you can go into your EFT report menu and print other important reports such as the payroll transfers created, payroll transfers details, or your audit log, for example. These are popular reports. And you can print those at this point. And I've circled in at the bottom in the report menu, I've also circled in your T4s. So you can see that Orchid EFT also have the ability to print T4s and or print them or send them via email to all your employees, T4 and T4A. So by one stroke, it can be sent out to all your employees. So you don't have to fiddle with this anymore by having to send it snail mail or via other methods. And so you can see in 4 steps how simple it is to use Orchid EFT to automate your payroll payment process. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate in Sage300 Canadian payroll how easy it is to use Orchid EFT. So I'll be back soon. Hold tight. Be back in 5. Welcome back. So now I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate how easy it is to use Orchid EFT for payroll. And so I will begin with payroll, your routine transactions that you normally do in creating your payroll checks. So we're going to go ahead and calculate payroll. I'm going to choose a date of May 3rd. And I'm going to use the test employees just for a couple of employees for training purposes. And I'm going to choose their frequencies. These particular employees have lots of deductions and different types, so I've got to choose them all in order for their checks to be generated. And there was a monthly one, I believe. Yep. And there we go. We process that. And I'm going to bypass this section because it's not necessary. You already know all your steps. Payroll checks. We're going to go straight to the payroll checks. And what was the date I chose? The 3rd, I think. Was it the 3rd? Yeah. Yeah, it was the 3rd. Okay, and we're going to choose the bank like you always done before, and we're going to print. So these are the 3 checks that are going to be generated today. We are going to go ahead and print the checks, but we will not post them at this time because we're going to go into Orchid EFT and send the stubs to the employees. Now, as you know, once these checks are posted, they're gone. You cannot reprint check stubs in payroll. You never was able to do that. You're never going to be able to do that. So this is why we have to leave this screen, just minimize it go into EFT transaction reports, and this is where you would do your check stubs. Now, I'm going to give you several reminders, and this is one of them. Right on the icon, I have posted print before post check. Okay, because once you post them, it's done, it's gone. So we're going to go ahead and print the stubs. And well, first I'm going to print the stubs to screen so you can see what it looks like. And thereafter, I'm going to send it by email to employees. So we're doing this for May 3rd. And we're just going to choose one employee so you can see. What it looks like. It looks exactly like your check. There we go. So it's exactly the same check that's printed in payroll. And that's what's going to go to the employees. Okay. Now to send it to the employees, you're going to choose your employee rather than print destination. You're going to choose employee destination, which will be the email that you've set up in EFT employees. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and print. I'm just going to keep it to one employee for now. Just you get the general understanding of what's happening here. But it will print, one employee or 1,000 employees. It would print them all. And then this message pops up that it has been sent. So it's been sent to the employees by email. Okay, so we've sent the stub, and now we're going to go back in here and say, yes, all the checks are printed successfully now that we've sent the stub. And we're going to go into, you're going to go back to EFT and create the payroll file, send up to the bank. And there we go. The 3 entries exported. And it tells you right where you see the EFT file path. That is where the file is sitting, and you will pick it up from there and send it up, upload it to your bank portal. And, there are some other details, like we get your bank rep involved in testing the file before you do any of this. The bank has to approve the file and that the software is compatible with their system. They will do a test and tell you it's 100% successful or not. The tedious part of this whole system and module is the setup, and that's my headache, not yours. As far as the user experience, it would always be pleasant because it's so simple once the setup has been done. Okay, so we are assuming that the file has passed the bank system and it's all a go. And so now we create this file, we send it up. It tells you where it is. It tells you the name of the file. You pick it up and you send it to the bank. I'll give you a quick glimpse of what the file actually looked like. See, so that's what it looks like. If you look through all the details, you will see the check amount, the employee bank account information. Okay. So that's it. Now that we've sent the payroll information up to the bank via your Orchid EFT, we can now go back to your reports. And all the I've suggested the reports that you should take a look at, print. Every other report in Orchid, apart from the stub, can be printed anytime and can be reprinted. Print and reprinted again and again and again. Okay, so let me give you a glimpse of your payroll transfer details. Right. And there we go. It gives you a list of every employee and the total that was paid out. And you would find that net ties in to the penny with your payroll register. Because as I said, it's seamless. It just transfers from your payroll to your Orchid EFT. There's never ever any chance of errors in that regards. the other neat report that you can print and send out to your employees at year end is your T4s, employee T4s. It's a great, or your T4As, either one of them. So let's just say we want to see a T4 for one employee for 2025, and that's the employee right here. We can go ahead and print. And that report will only be sent via email to the employee. So there it is, email in the T4s. Show you the T4. Oh, there's one of them. That's great. Okay, so the employee gets it, and that's what it looks like. For 2024, that's the total for Brian's T4. Okay. And again, it would have your company on here because I'm using a sample company, but it would have your company and the address and all the good stuff. The social insurance number for Brian, which it's not. I'm just using test data, so nothing is completed, but on your end, it will be. So there you go. That's it for now in terms of the EFT. You can see it's a very simple system to use. It's a 1, 2, 3 step system and you're done. It will save you tons of time. It will alleviate errors that you may have had in the past. That is probably most certainly going to happen again because we are human. And that is the beauty of the Orchid EFT system. It integrates with Sage300 and it's seamlessly, I should say. And the information is transferred directly from Sage300 to EFT, and your reports will always agree to the penny. So that's it for now, and hopefully I have provided you with enough information to make a decision to decide whether or not you're going to have us purchase and install and implement the software together with yourself. I will take all the time upfront that's required to ensure that you are fully in control of your payroll system and your EFT system. It's going to be an investment that will be well worth the time that will be saved and the potential errors that will be alleviated. I'm only a phone call away in case you want to discuss this in greater details, or even if you would just like to have a demonstration again. And we'll take it from there. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye for now.